Such a massive city, yet hidden from the eyes of the entire world for centuries. Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're going on an incredible journey high above the tree line and straight into the clouds. We're unraveling one of history's absolute greatest architectural mysteries. It's this wild story of sheer human ambition, brilliant engineering, and, well, a pretty haunting disappearance. I mean, just try to imagine that for a second. An entire metropolis built out of ridiculously heavy stone, completely and utterly unknown to the rest of the planet for hundreds of years. It kind of feels like something straight out of a fantasy novel, right? But it is 100% real. And the facts surrounding it? They're honestly incredibly eerie. Because when the citadel was finally brought to the world's attention, there was no king sitting on a throne. There was no army guarding its towering gates. No signs of some catastrophic war or a massive battle that brought it down. Yet the whole place was entirely abandoned. An entire population simply vanished into thin air. Okay, so let's dive into this. The ultimate question we really need to answer here is this. Why did the Spanish conquerors, who, remember, systematically took over the entire Inca Empire and literally reshaped the continent, why did they never reach this specific city? How did it completely escape their path of destruction? Section 1. The Hidden Cloud City. To understand exactly how it survived, we have to look at the extreme geography of the area. It's really our first major clue. This stone citadel sits exactly 2,430 meters. That's roughly 8,000 feet above sea level. Now, just imagine trying to hike up there today with a backpack, let alone build an entire city. It's nestled deep within the super rugged peaks of the Peruvian Andes, and it's almost perpetually surrounded by these thick, rolling clouds. Honestly, it looks less like a part of Earth and more like a city floating in another world entirely. This extreme elevation and that unforgiving terrain basically acted as an impenetrable natural armor. Today, obviously, the world knows it as Machu Picchu. But get this, the true original name of this stone city remains completely unknown. Because its creators left behind no written records, its actual name, just like so many other fascinating details about daily life up there, is a secret permanently lost to time. Section 2. Masters of the Andes. To understand who actually built this, we need to jump back to the 15th century, when the mighty Inca Empire ruled a massive stretch of South America from their powerful capital city, Cusco. And this brilliantly illustrates what is so mind-blowing about them: their severe technological limitations. They literally had no wheels, no iron tools to cut rock, not even a written alphabet. Yet, despite all of that, they carved out thousands of kilometers of intricate road networks, massive agricultural terraces right into the mountains, and mathematically perfect stone cities. It absolutely defies logic. This particular mountaintop marvel, it was constructed at the absolute height of their power. Historical consensus tells us it was built under the rule of the great Inca Emperor Pachacati, right around 1450 AD. Section 3. Ancient Engineering Marvels. Now, what's really interesting to consider here is how exactly do you build a massive stone city in the clouds without iron or wheels? Well, they did it through a masterful technique called ashlar masonry. Basically, massive stones are cut and fitted together perfectly without a single drop of mortar, cement, or iron reinforcement. They are locked together so incredibly tightly that today, over 500 years later, you literally cannot even slip a razor blade between the stones. And here's the genius part. Because there's no rigid cement holding them in place, the walls can actually dance during the region's frequent earthquakes and then just neatly settle right back into their original perfect positions. No way, right? And the brilliant engineering absolutely didn't stop at the walls. I mean, how do you get water to a city in the sky? The Incas actually tapped into a natural mountain spring and engineered this intricate network of stone canals to distribute fresh water perfectly throughout the whole complex. Even more impressively, they built advanced, deep drainage systems underground. Without this, the heavy, punishing Andean rains would have caused massive landslides and washed the entire city right off the cliff centuries ago. It's so well done that modern engineers are still studying these drainage systems today. But this place wasn't just some practical fortress. It was a deeply spiritual and scientific center too. Take the Intihuatana stone, for example. This specifically carved rock acted as a highly sophisticated astronomical laboratory. Researchers believe it was perfectly aligned to track the sun during the equinox and solstice. So, the architecture of the city itself was intimately connected to the movements of the cosmos. Section 4. The Great Disappearance. Which brings us to the darkest and honestly most perplexing part of our story.
A city engineered to withstand earthquakes, landslides, and time itself suddenly didn't last? Where did the people suddenly go? Within just 100 years of laying these magnificent earthquake-proof stones, the city was left completely and totally empty.
While we don't have a singular definite answer, historians point to a few primary theories of abandonment. First up, there were massive political shifts and just sheer chaos following the Spanish conquest of the broader Inca Empire down below. Second, there's the very real possibility of the devastating spread of foreign diseases that might have swept up the mountain and totally decimated the population. Or third, maybe a severe depletion of local resources just made survival impossible. Whatever the exact combination of these factors was, the inhabitants simply walked away.
But here is the ultimate incredible irony of Machu Picchu. It was saved by secrecy. The Spanish conquerors never found it. They didn't smash its temples or dismantle its walls, and that is entirely because they were completely oblivious to its existence. The city's greatest tragedy, its profound isolation, turned out to be its ultimate salvation.
Section 5. A Modern Wonder. So let's look at the timeline and see how this all builds. How did a city swallowed by dense jungle make its way back to the modern world? Looking at the macro history, in 1450 AD, it's constructed under Pachacuti. Fast forward just a single century to 1550 AD, and it's completely abandoned, left to be hidden by the encroaching jungle. For nearly 4 centuries, it just sits there, silently. Then, in 1911 AD, the American historian Hiram Bingham arrives. By 1983, its profound cultural value is finally recognized with UNESCO World Heritage status, and by 2007, it's globally voted as one of the new wonders of the world. But I really want to make a crucial clarification here. Hiram Bingham did not discover the city. The local indigenous communities and farmers, they always knew it was up there. They literally lived amongst the ruins. They were the ones who actively guided Bingham through the dense trees right to the stone walls. Bingham simply brought it to international academic attention. So, real history is often a bit more nuanced than those popular Hollywood narratives. Which leaves us with a final awe-inspiring thought to close out this explainer. What other extraordinary stories has human civilization hidden deep within the mountains? Machu Picchu isn't just a pretty pile of stones. It is a stunning testament to human imagination, incredible skill, and sheer ambition in the face of time. If a city this massive and this structurally perfect could stay entirely hidden in the clouds for centuries, it really makes you wonder, what other lost civilizations are still out there, just waiting for us in the deep jungle? Thank you so much for exploring this with me, and hey, never stop questioning the mysteries of our past.